Tell you what, well done to the Tigers.
Yep.
Of all the criticism, they've won 3 of their last 5.
Yeah.
But, mate, they were just so up for it emotionally. Before we talk about the Dogs on that, you know, like the Adam Doueihi situation, Doueihi played in the halves, but he wore the 13.
Yep.
And his little stints at 13 in the previous few weeks, my God, it's made a big difference to his football. It's simplified his football. It's found what he's best at. So even yesterday, during periods of the game, although he was playing in the halves, for me, he was playing like a back rower, a little bit.
I think Fainu's got some growing to do. He's got to develop his game. Like, he can have flashes of brilliance, but to say that he's going to dominate the 7 jersey for the Tigers for the next 18 months, he's got to have a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball. But Doueihi being an experienced player, he's confident, Doueihi. It doesn't matter where he plays. He looks for a way to have an involvement. And he's a bigger body. And I really liked that he had a run-first mentality and opened up a lot of other avenues of his ball playing.
Yep.
Like, he was tremendous. Like, he was outstanding. Couple of try involvements, scored one himself. And then in the second half, the thing that said to me that he should be the halfback going forward for a period of time is 4 tackle kicks in wet conditions up 20-4.
Yeah.
Like, that's a halfback mindset.
That's right.
Kick the ball early, force the opposition to do the wrong thing. And you know, Benji's got some challenges, but that almost assures them that they're not going to get the wooden spoon again.
Yeah,
that's a big victory.
Yeah, that's right.
And you think about the Tigers and their wins, like, they're an emotional team. Like, when they play at Leichhardt, no one can really understand why they win, but they win.
Yeah.
And when they come against Lachlan Galvin, all of a sudden those issues defensively or disconnection in attack,
that's right,
it comes through. So Benji's got a big job to get that team up emotionally to cover some of the cracks they have defensively and attack-wise. Emotion,
that is the ability to get yourself up emotionally for a game is a skill.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to do that. And you said before, when they turn up at Leichhardt and they walk out and warm up and it's a big crowd, they get up emotionally. Yeah. And you just got to find a way to do that. You know, when you're playing an away game somewhere and it's raining and there's 7,000 people in the stands, still find a way to get yourself up.
And credit to them, the spine were good. Doueihi ran the football, he was best player of the field. Jerome Luai had some nice touches. Api Coruscant with that try assist. And Jerome Buller scored a try. Like, their spine players were very, very good.
The Bulldogs play a style different to everybody else, and it's a lot of short, sharp passing, a lot of passing in the line. And yesterday that was problematic in the wet. They've struggled this year in the wet weather football. There's no doubt going into the big game.
Yeah, they've done it a couple of times, haven't they?
Going into these big games, Cameron's going to have a look at adjusting their style, that all of a sudden you get their grand final day and get up in the morning, it's pissing down raining.
So how would you adjust the style?
I think there's got to be less passing in the line.
Right.
I think just simplify the football a little bit. The week before they simplified and rewarded for it. I'm not going to say that their football this week they tried to play more complex, but it was more complex because of the conditions.
Made it more complex.
That's right. You know, and it gives an opportunity. When the Tigers are up emotionally, and because of the conditions, they know it's harder to move the ball across and more dangerous to pass short in the line. They really rushed them, and I think the Bulldogs just need to be more patient. I liked early in the game they were doing angle changes and just testing them out, but they got impatient.
Well, you look at the Tigers' tries in that first half. Doueihi ran the ball, broke a tackle. Coruscant kick, run from yardage, and then the loose ball. So they didn't really create, try scoring opportunities through brilliant play. The Dogs, for me, when you're playing wet weather, I think defensively they have the game style to create opportunities. In that second half, Kurt Mann knocked the ball out a couple of times, and they got given the field position. And to score points, I think they went. When Stephen Cronk, I actually like Stephen Cronk playing fullback at the red zone. Like, he's a big body, set up that try for Preston, beautiful work. So they've got a bit of work to do with Connor Tracy not there. But when they go in left-hand side, I think they went too sideways, trying to score on the outside. Mate, Burton, run the ball back inside.
Spot on.
Drop, kick out, Cherry back inside because the Tigers' middle forwards don't have the tank to stay with it for 80 minutes. They just went away from what they should have done and tried to finesse it, and the wet weather allowed the Tigers' defence to shut them down, particularly on that left-hand side.
Coops, I think in wet weather, when you're playing bogs like it was yesterday, I think a good step's better than a good pass. You know what I mean? Angle changes, more of that stuff. The 2 players who gave the Tigers some problems when they decided to run and use their footwork was Burton a few times and Kurt Mann a couple of times. Just went showed the ball, took him on with his footwork, just went half through.
Because what you need to do is generate quick play the ball. So the first person might run it for 5 metres, quick play, but next one's 12, next one's 15, and all of a sudden that Tigers defence is retreating. Matt Burton, kick out running the ball 12 metres off the line, you're going to score a try.
Any yesterday's loss, does it affect your opinion as far as their
not a single thing.
Credentials?
No,
okay.
no. I think the Dogs defensively have an opportunity through their line speed and their fitness to really rattle all the good teams. And as I said off the top, like there's a window here that might go on for another week or two that, like, you don't want to drop 3 games, but like you don't create bad habits now. But I wouldn't be too worried if I'm a Raiders fan or a Dogs fan. I think they've got enough confidence from what they've done. All they really need to do is sharpen the sword slightly.
That's right.
But in attack-wise for the Dogs, I would be turn the ball back in underneath, and it's death by 1,000 cuts. It's not trying to score with one player.